Hey, ambitious woman, it's your girl, Sherri Somers. I am back. I'm saying I'm back as if I was gone forever, right? But truth of the matter is, I am here and I'm so excited. And the reason I'm here is because I took a week off. I didn't really take a week off of vacation. I had a 3 day systemization challenge that I was hosting. And when I'm focused on something, I'm all the way in. Are you like that? Because that's me. So we hosted a 3 day systemization challenge teaching women how to automate their back office so their back office don't have to be jacked up, so they don't have to be available 24/7 or missing sales or missing a follow-up email. So that was fun. That was so fun. It's just so amazing because when I decided to launch that challenge, I wasn't sure how many people needed the help. I wasn't sure. So that's, let me, you know what? I know I am known as a challenge girl helping women sell virtually. So I said, but in order to do that, you need automation. Like you have to have, in this day and age, you have to have automation. You have to have emails going out without you physically being present, being able to market you, being top of mind. And I know that ambitious women like yourself struggle with that. So I just literally say, hey, got with my team and said, we're going to do a 3 day challenge. And we did. And it was amazing. Now, if you missed it, guess what? I got you covered. We have the replay. So I'm going to drop the replay in the show notes. So you don't have to worry about that. Just click the link for the replay. But today, I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered how you look at so many people that you admire, mentors, and you're like, how did they become so successful? How every time I talk to them, their words just feel like water. Have you ever been around people like that? People like Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols. So they're just certain people that it may not even have a big name like that, but certain people like you've been around and when you listen to them, you're like, oh, Myron Golden, those the sales girls, Macy Cat, just amazing people. You listen to them and you're like, oh, you're talking to me right now. Okay. So, so we're going to talk about that. How are they able to know exactly all the time what to say, how to say it? How does it sound so soothing and wisdom and wise and full of knowledge and so successful? Let's not forget that. We're going to talk about that today because if you ever wonder that, we're going to disclose the answer to that today. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm super, super excited because this episode is all about you understanding why you're going through what you're going through, right? That's the takeaway I want you to get with this episode. Now that something that you may not have known, I just came back from my mastermind and it was in Panama City, Florida, and it was so amazing. I had a time to relax by the beach, taking the water, and I came back with so much clarity. Matter of fact, that's when I also was hosting my 3 day systemization challenge. That's when I was marketing while I was there. And something about the water, it just do something to me. It just does. It just do something to me. And right this morning, matter of fact, fast forward to this morning, I'm sitting here. I feel like my throat is sore because I've been talking for 5 days on this challenge. So I had to take some water. And so I came back and something that has been pondering with me for a while. I said to myself, why can't this be easy? Why can't growing my business? Why in this season just seems so challenging? Are you saying that? Am I the only one saying that? Like it just seems like I don't want to say the S word of struggle. The S word, I hate the S word, but it just seems like we're in a valley. It just seems like uh, we're in a space where we don't know if we're going or coming. The uncertainty, right? That's what I'm feeling like. And if I can be transparent, and I would just seem like, let me give you an example. I was creating when I came back from my birthday. September I take off because my birthday and my anniversary, and we were building out this website, and we were on this particular platform. I don't want to say because I want to knock somebody's platform, but we're building out my website on this platform. And I'm like, I'm going to use this platform because it's already paid for. It's already good. We good. Da da da. Went to go did my thing with this platform. Boom, the entire platform crashed on me. Crashed. Now, mind you, I have someone that builds my platform for me, Larice, amazing. But most of the time, I do 90% of the work, like 90, because I know the look that I'm going for. I want it to look a certain way, the aesthetics of it. So 90%, I'm the one. This is what I want. I want you to follow this. When to go do it, we had to start over from scratch. That means I put all this time and money paying someone, and we had to do it again from scratch. And baby, oh my gosh, it was just frustrating. That's just an example, right? Here's another thing. This challenge, when we went to go do the 3-day systemization challenge, I don't know what button I pressed, but this website also got deleted. I'm looking at my platform, and I'm looking at this data and the stats and how many people review the page and all this stuff, and all I could see was that it says deleted. Are you kidding me? Like, deleted. And I'm like, Lord, why is it so hard? I had to rebuild the entire website on the platform. So not once, but twice in 2 different incidents. And I would just to the point where I was at my wit's end. I was just getting so frustrated, like it shouldn't be this hard. And maybe it's not business. Let's talk about this morning. I woke up, I'm getting ready to go walking, and I just walked 2 days ago. So I started walking, and I started moving my body because I'm always about. I woke up at 4:30, did my business stuff, and when I went to go walking, my entire body started itching. You know how that when you haven't walked in a long time, your body started itching? That was me. My body just started itching. And I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on? I'm like, the pure frustration of this. And I'm like, why is it? Here I am trying to do something good, be healthy, and my entire being is itching. But like, y'all know, I don't know what they call it, the sweat itch or sweat glands, or some people say you need more water, whatever it may be. But I was frustrated. And I remember, and I just keep saying to myself, why does it have to be this hard? Why does it have to be this hard in business? Why does it have to be this hard in life? And you may be thinking the same thing right now. You may be thinking, I got all these bills that need to be paid. It's Christmas. Christmas is not looking the same like it used to look. And you're probably just at your wit's end as I am. Because everything you meant for good, it always seemed like something stepping away. And I remember Myron Golden said that when you start to do something good, bad always follow, right? Disruption always follow, right? So anything you meant for good, understand disruption always follow. I will always have to keep that in mind. Always have to keep that in mind. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about, because when you're looking at the people, your mentors and all this stuff, you're like, how are they? What is the 1-2 steps? And and boy, do I sometimes want to throw out the baby with the bathwater when it comes to this business. And only thing I truly believe that keeps me going are these 3 things that I'm going to share with you. The only thing that I think just like makes me really say, okay, I'm going to keep going. And let's be clear. All of that of what we're saying when we're going through all these highs and lows and issues and it may be clients not paying you and they're trying to ghost you and all this stuff. And all this craziness that goes on, the only thing that comes to mind for me, because it's just drama. We're gonna call those drama, because reality is, if you're called for this, you're not quitting, right? Reality is, we know it's drama, but it's still, even though it is drama, it's drama comes with frustration. So, and we know. Intention always disruption always follow intention. You intentionally try to do something good, intentionally try to put your intellectual properties in the world to help somebody, and the reel crashed, or You put a whole bunch of reels. Say you're batching your reels. You turn off your phone, and all the batching of the reels go away. All 20 reels that you've created, and you have to start from scratch. Breathe. I'm speaking from experience. Can you tell? Disruption always follow intentions. And when I heard those words, it stuck with me. It stuck with me. But why? Why does disruption always follow intention? And how can I get better at embracing that? Those are the questions I ask myself, because if this is part of the journey, I want to do better in being aware of it and embracing it and reacting to it better than I'm doing right now. So I had to go look back. If my aim is to be successful, I had to look back, right, at how does other people deal with disruption. See, here's the thing. I want to go over with you these three things, three principles that you can have as tool to guide you. I want to be able to reframe your mind and your thoughts, so when this disruption happen, it can put you in a different light. It can put you in a different light. So many of the time, and I have been guilty of it, I'm always busy in want to know a strategy, because I'm so logical. I want to know what's the step 1, what's the step 2, what's the step 3 to get this results. So that's how my brain works, because I'm a logical girl. But there were times I would logically do the thing that the person told me to do, and I wouldn't get the results that the person told me I would get. And then there would be some, not frustration on my part for the person, not at all. But what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do this? And the frustration set in. And what I realized is I had to develop my emotional muscles. So developing my emotional muscles. And how I was able to develop that emotional muscles, I want you to write this down, because you're going to need this as well, right? Because if we're only are able to function when things are intact, we're going to be losing. We're going to be losing big time. If you're only able to function when things are going well, if you're only able to sell when things are going through, when things are going up and up for you, we're not going to last long in this industry, right? So we got to, number one, we got to understand that we got to learn ways to sell even when we're uncertain. Number one, how to sell when we're uncertain of the outcome. And in order to sell when you're like uncertain of that outcome, you have to understand, one, disruption is always following intention, but you have to understand that why you're having this disruption and why you're able to sell, why you should sell during the uncertainty. And let me kind of explain to you why. In the space that I'm in, when I look back at the people I admired, some of the ones that I mentioned, we see their glory, but we don't know their story. Right? We see the valley, but we see their peak, but we don't know their valley. And that's why I love to read their books and everything that they went through, because here's the thing. Before they got to where they are as thought leaders, there's some disruption that they had to get over. There's some things that they had to go through. And when you're looking at the things that you're going through right now and you're questioning it, understand that people come up to me. Let me make this clear really quick. People come up to me and say, Sherri, how do you always know what to do, what to say? How is that? And let me tell you something. The reason why I know what to say, I was on the 3-day challenge, systemization challenge, and they're like, oh my God, I need that. I am tired of saying the same thing to people over and over. So I need to set my automation up to do that for me. Oh my gosh, I'm tired of sitting down with my spouse and watching a good Netflix movie, but I need to send out this email manually. And I'm tired I have to get up to send it out when I could have had automation set up for that. And they're like, well, how did you know that? Because you said both scenarios. And the reason why I'm able to know that, because those are all the disruptions that I've had, right? But I came to realize that all the disruptions that have taken place in my life made me who I am today. The reason I'm able to be such a good coach for my clients is because I embrace that disruption. I embrace that disruption. Even when I wasn't clear, even when I wasn't 100% clear of the outcome, I embrace my reaction to it. I embrace it because all of those things made me a better person. Every experience I've been through, I can speak on it, and it helps me to help others to navigate through their challenges because I went through it. I know what it feels like for you to have almost everything done and your website crashed on you and you just paid thousands of dollars to get it done. I know what it feels like to be a single mom in a 430 credit with a 430 credit score. I know what it feels like to feeling like this is not going to work for you, like you're not going to be accepted. And because I know what it feels like, I become better at communicating that to my clients because I've been in that feeling before. So what does that mean? That means you have to learn to look at life, that life is going to have its good and it's going to have its bad. It's going to be 50-50. You're going to have love and you're going to have hate. You're going to have joy. You're going to have peace. And that's what keeps us alive. Because that hate, that disruption, whatever that challenge is that you go through, that is molding you to be better in your up season, to be better in the seasons that you're going through so you can transform that energy to help somebody else. That's why it's so challenging when I see people teaching something that they never been through, because the disruption, the challenge is what molds you and shape you to speak to somebody else who's currently in that same situation and want to know how to get out. That disruption, that pattern of behavior is what speak to that person and say, hey, listen, hold up, listen. It's time. So if you don't have, it's like it's required. So again, disruption is required. So if you reframe your mind to say, this is happening for me, not to me. If you reframe your mind and say, this is required because it's going to give me enough intellectual properties to communicate to my people when they're going through, it will literally change the way how you respond to it. And that's how you're able to, because you know that, you can sell even when times are not the best. You can sell your expertise when time. You can monetize your influence even when you're uncertain. Because you know that what you're going through is going to make great marketing. Oh my gosh. Great content creation. I love it, right? So that's one thing. You're being molded for your future self. You're being molded to become a better at what you do based on the disruption that follows you. That's number one. You want to really, every time I look at, even like, give an example, T.D. Jakes, when he's go through with the whole thing of P. Diddy. That's not my space, but his biblical teaching, even with him and having a heart attack, whatever. Let me rephrase that because I want to be saying wrong thing, having that, whatever that situation is on his stage. Oh my gosh. The comeback from that is amazing. The comeback from those stories of life is, whew. I told somebody before that I learned my lesson that I'm more powerful when I'm down, because my comeback game, and when I mean down, maybe in your high school days, a cheating you went through, or the launch didn't go the way it's supposed to go, or someone said something bad. My comeback game is so freaking powerful. Get out my damn way. I know that. So whenever I'm acting mediocre and everything is just all comfortable for me, disruption comes in. And when that disruption comes in, I'm like, oh, I'm going to show you what I got. So we have to really pay attention to the people that we see around us, because they had a comeback game and they had a situation and they had that they were going through. So understand that you're being molded in this season. Where you may not be at the mountaintop and you feel like you're in the valley, you're being molded. You and everybody else around you. But the difference because of you is because you are going to triumph, because you understand what I just said and you take it to heart. And that's why you still market your business. And even when you don't feel like it, you still put yourself out there, even when it feels like nobody's listening. You still go get that thing that you need to get. You still go do that reel that you need to do. You still do that challenge, even though 2 people show up. You still do that masterclass, even though 1 person show up. You still create that website, that thank you page, that email, the automation, regardless. Because the only reason, this is number 2, the only reason we don't do something is because we feel that we're not going to be successful in it. Because everything that we do, we believe that we could do it. But I want to encourage you, still go do it. Even if you feel like 1 person going to show up for that challenge, even if you feel like 1 person going to show up for that masterclass, even if you think that automation, because I hear this all the time, I'm not tech savvy, go do it. Automation is hard, go do it. Why? Because just like riding a bike, just like doing anything else, you have to understand that the mental toughness, number 2, is required to make you a better individual. And that's why you're able to be so successful, not because of step 1, step 2, it's because of your mental toughness. Your mental toughness. If people want to know my secret, because I walk in mental toughness, I activate faster. I move faster. I say yes faster. And saying yes, there is going to be a mental toughness that come with saying yes. But I also know on the other side, I reframe my mind and say, okay, this mental toughness makes me who I am today. I'm speaking at the Power of Paid Ads Summit in Atlanta. Shout out to Ashley Brock for having me. I'm so excited. That's coming up in January. And people would ask me, what are you going to speak on? I have no idea. That's what you gonna speak on. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you. I get DMs and message on my Instagram, and they'll ask me, what are you gonna speak on? And I'm like, I have no idea. God hasn't sent it to me yet. But I'm no way, shape, or form worried about what I'm gonna speak on. Why is that? Because it doesn't bother me, because I spoke so many times before. I had to create a mental toughness of speaking. I had to do that. I had to create that. And I created that to the challenges that I've been through. I created that through masterclass and hosting challenge. I've created that through stages that I've been through. But prior to that, I knew that this is a way I have to spread. If I'm truly believing that God has called me to do this, I had to learn how to build courage. And when I built courage, I started putting myself out there. Yeah. You're listening to somebody who went live every day. just going live. I know people are sick of me, but I would go in live. And do you know what that did to me? That built my presentation, that built my speaking. I became a better speaker. I became a better presenter. I'm not just giving you step 1, step 2, step 3. I'm giving you the mental toughness, the principle that's required. Whenever you do a challenge, those are the things that's my gift to you. So even if you walk away and say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to, even if you are not working with our team, you can say you walk away with some principles that reframe and reshape your mind, that create a point of view that makes you keep going. That's my gift to you, even today. So understand that life is 50-50. That's number 1. And number 2, when it comes to that extra 50, that's challenge, the issue, it goes hand in hand with the other 50 of joy, peace, abundance, prosperity. All of that go together. We'll say, God, I want $1 million. Now, making $1 million come with headache, right? But then he also come with transform your family life. Like, I get to sit in my office at the house that I built, that I just finished walking, come in here and talk to you on a Tuesday. And while I was walking, I just said, look at all the kids going to school. Look at all the parents trying to rush off to go to work. And I'm going to my house. Do you? But I'm going to tell you, it's a blessing. Since 2018, when I say goodbye to my $42,000 job, I get to work here in the space of my office. I get to go in a few minutes have breakfast with my husband. All because I develop mental toughness. Become aware that life is 50-50. You have good and you have your bad. And in those other 50, if I'm not in a grave or if I'm not locked up and I have good health in my body, I get to embrace the challenges that comes my way. I get to embrace that. What am I going to complain about? The website going down? Clients not paying? I want you to just write down, where does your mental toughness come from? Where is it going to, I want you to just take a second and challenge yourself. And to me, this is a win. Even if, y'all always hear me say my goal is 15 million. Even if I never made 15 million, even if I never achieved the goal that I want to achieve in my business, man, I had a hell of a business. I am so grateful for what I have. I am so grateful. I am already a $15 million woman. I am already that. I already have it. Because I recognize, and I want you to recognize, you already have whatever your number is. I recognize that I have what I call time and freedom. Most of the events that I've been going to, they weren't on the weekends. They were on the weekdays. And I did not have to call a supervisor. And if you know my story with my son, where I asked my supervisor to leave 30 minutes and he told me no. And then my son got sick. If you know my story, you know why I'm saying that. And he told me no. And here I am, can go anywhere on a weekday and I don't have to put in a report. Some people are chasing money. I'm chasing freedom. And if it means the website is crashing, and if it means my reels got wiped out in the draft, and if it means I have to do a masterclass, or if it means I have to do a challenge, I shut the hell up and do it. Because the byproduct of that is being able to talk to you on this beautiful morning at 8:03 a.m. on a Tuesday in my office. In my office. If that's not a blessing, I don't know what else is. And it's only reason I'm here. Not because I made millions of dollars. That's not it. I am here because of the all of the disruption that I had to go through and overcome in order to do so. And I'm still here. And you're still going to be here. And you can have this and more if you learn that life is 50-50 and everything that's happening is happening for you, not to you. If you can learn that disruption always follows intentions. And bonus, as I hopped off, because I got to get my son ready for school, even the ability to get him ready, drive him to school so you don't have to take a school bus. That's a blessing. Do you see? It's not a revenue number. It's freedom. It's fulfillment. And the bonus of this thing is the ability to look at what do you enjoy about your life right now, this second, and how can you make money to where you get to keep that. You get to fight for that. I'm fighting for the freedom of what I get to do here. That's what I'm fighting for. My husband said all the time, I could not do anything that you're doing. Oh, my God, I don't know how you do that. I could not. Listen, I'd rather go to a 9-to-5 and to each his own, and that's fine. But I am selling freedom. I am selling the fact that I get to talk and impact people's life. That's what I'm selling. And with their, encourage them that they have an expertise. And with that expertise, built with automation, that's why I'm telling you, get the 3-day systemization challenge replay so you can have that automation built up. But built with automation, I get to impact people's life in their email, on Instagram, on Facebook, on podcasts. Whether I was getting paid or not, this is something I would do because it's a passion for me. Passion for me. And then after that, I get to go sit in the living room and put my feet up for a second. So the sermon, the dysfunction, the challenge, the issues, bring it on. Because I know the God that I serve and the God that you serve. So the next time you're going through something, you're going to say to yourself, listen, this is all part of it. This is all part of it. All right. That's all I got for you today. I got to get my son ready for school. But as I said, this is all part of the gift. Listen, if you have not already have your automation set up, if you feel like you're spinning your wheels, make sure you grab the 3-day systemization replay. You'll be so glad you did because, man, helping you with your trigger, your workflow, teaching you how the CRM works. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful having these people on the challenge and these ambitious, amazing women on the challenge and teaching them that, especially if they're solopreneur, we need help. We need to be able to free up our time. And I'm always selling freedom. That's all I'm selling. And I want you to have that freedom in your life, in business as well, in knowing automation. And it's so simple, way simpler than we make it in our head to be. Very, very. You don't have to be tech savvy because I'm not. I am not at all. So grab the replay, and I will see you on our next podcast. It's your girl, Sherri Somers. Talk to you later.